Hello guys, welcome back to Dagi Programmer. Today we will see some of CSS properties and CSS functionalities, how CSS works by creating a navbar. Okay, we will start by creating a new folder called CSS nav or CSS. Then go to VS Code and drag and drop my CSS project. And I'm going to create a new file called index.html. Then a new file called style.css. We're gonna use these two files. We're gonna put the boilerplate starter code, then our title will be CSS navbar. Okay, now we will have let's open it. Open with H. Okay, this is our file. Okay, now in the navbar we're gonna have three sections. Now one is for the search, one is for the logo, and one is for the menu, which we will have in the right side. Now let's have a nav element. Then inside the nav element we will have a class called logo, then another class called search, then another class called maybe menu. Now in the logo let's have three CSS nav. We could or CSS something that looks like a logo, maybe make this a span. Then we will style the span. Then in the search we could have an input type of text, then a placeholder of search. Okay, search here, another input. This time it will be a type of submit, input type of submit, then a value of search. Okay, this is how we put inputs. This is we could see this is an input submit type of input. Then this is a text type of inputs. The placeholder is something that goes away when I start typing. So the value is not something that is gonna go away. So now for the menu section we will have an ordered list, then a list. Inside the list I'm gonna have a link. This link might be home. I'm gonna have 4 links: about, services, and contacts. We're just gonna have this over here. Okay, this is basically how the HTML structure is. Now we're gonna make it inline. We will see how we're gonna make it inline. We will link the HTML document with a style link, with the style sheet I've created called style.css. When you link CSS file or any file, like it might be, for example, a source from your an image source, so you need to specify the right location of that document. Now if my CSS file is in a folder, I might need to, for example, specify the folder, then slash. Now it's not inside a folder, so I'm just gonna put style.css. Let's go to style CSS now. Then we could select our nav. Okay, then we will have a background color of, for example, blue violet to differentiate the section. I will start a live server. It's better this way. Then, okay, that looks good for me. Then let's select everything and let's remove the default browser's margin and padding. So then the box sizing to border box. Okay, now we will select the nav.logo first. Now in the nav.logo we will select our span and give it a color of white, as you see. Okay, then let's go to our body and give it a font family of sensitive. Okay, it looks good, I guess. Then we'll go to the nav and give it a display of flex property. Now you can see it's all in one line. Then we will go to our nav. We don't need to specify this like nav, for example. In this case it works, but when you are working on a bigger project, you need to specify which span it is, which class it is. Like you might have, for example, 2 navs, so it will affect both of your navs. So it's good to specify the exact location of your selector. So we will select our search, so dot search. Okay, now we will give a class for our input here, or an ID. Let's work with IDs here. It works the same with classes too. This is, let's say this is the search box and this is the search button. Now let's select our search box. We can't have we can't give one ID to 2 elements, so it doesn't matter in this case, I guess. Then we could give this a width of 80% of the space, maybe. Okay, let's give a justify content of space between here. Now this section over here is for the search, hashtag search. I guess it's dot search, it's a class. So our search class, let's give it a background color of red to see it. Now this is our search, width of 70%. Okay, now this will be our search when we give it width. You could also use flex 2, for example, or flex 1. Then even for the logo over here, nav.logo, give it flex 1. Give this one flex 2. Then for our dot menu, give it flex 2. It could work this way. It could work this way. Now I guess this is good. So we will select our search button, then give it a width of maybe the rest 20% or 15%. Okay, then give both properties of padding, top bottom of 10 pixels and 0. Give this property as well for the button, then it will be this way. Now let's align items in the nav. So let's come here in the nav and say align items to center. Now you can see it's all centered. We can remove this background right now. Now this is what our navbar is looking so far. Then we could color our button to be white, then a background color of something like 282828. You can play with colors right here. Okay, I guess it looks good. CSS, no. Okay, now let's come to our menu part, which we need to make the display to some inline type. So in our dot menu we will select our UL and li and display inline flex. Now this inline flex or inline block property, you could use both, will make your elements inside of like the elements, the list elements, to be in this type of inline structure. Then we could give the nav a height of 40 pixels, 100 pixels, I guess this is too much, and 50 pixels, 70 pixels, or 60. I guess this one is better. Okay, now for the inline block, what we could give is we can select the menu UL and A, then give this list style of none, then give this one a text decoration of none as well. Then we could give color, color of white. Then we might need to have a padding of 0, 10 pixel in between, or 15 pixels. Okay, let's make this 10 pixel. Now it looks good. Oh, this contacts, I'm just gonna change it to contact us, or contacts, contact pages, just a contact page. So our navbar looks like this. I guess let's just give it a margin from left and right. Let's come here, and for our logo I'm just gonna give it a margin left of 10 pixels. You can see it pushes from the left. Then we will give our dot menu a margin right of 10 pixels as well. You can see there is some spacing over here too. So this is how we can make a beautiful navbar. I hope you enjoy this video. I appreciate your support, your like and your subscription. It helps a lot, so thank you. Um, we will create some other type of navbars next time. So thank you.